4 years have gone by and not much has changed. Here I am still standing in front of actually this very TV in my other room downstairs in our living room. Hey everybody, Gary from RoXolid Productions. June 4th, 2017 was the day that I pretty much dedicated myself to trying to make a kick butt YouTube channel. Now, I had actually launched the channel or started the channel in February of 2015, but life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, and unfortunately, for about a year and a half, 2 years, I was not in a place where I could produce content and have it be something that I would enjoy doing and I would think anybody would watch. But here on the 4th anniversary of our really concerted effort of making a YouTube channel, making a community, being successful here on the platform, I kind of wanted to just go through some highlights and favorite things that I've done here on the channel and kind of hope that you enjoy coming along with us for the ride. So let's get started. So while I say I consider June 4th to be the unofficial anniversary date for the channel, it actually started in February of 2015. And the reason why I started it was I had a position change at my job. At the time I was working for Horizon Hobby, and I had gone from creating web content, like what you see here, videos, tutorials, tips, tricks, how-tos, reviews, unboxings, and they needed me to do something else in the company, which meant I was no longer creating RC content for YouTube, at least for them. But they gave me the green light to go ahead and produce content on my own, and that's where RoXolid Productions came from. And one of the first videos that I uploaded is this here. This is actually in my old house in my garage, and the cool thing about this video is it ties in not only my love of producing content, but also one of my favorite times really in my life. In 2002, 2003, I had joined with a number of other people to help launch RC Driver magazine. And you've probably seen the first 2 issues hanging on my wall over there. Well, for the first 2 issues, I managed to score an interview with Tony Stewart. That's right. At the time, he was driving the number 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. We all know now he is the co-owner of Stewart Hot Racing. Now, back in 2002, 2003, it was the year after he won his first championship, he also had purchased Custom Works RC. Here you can see him behind me with one of the RC sprint cars. He has been an avid RC enthusiast for years and years and years, and it was wonderful to be able to interview him for the first 2 issues. Now, I actually recorded the audio as I was talking to him. I had a little micro cassette recorder that I went from my cell phone into that, and from the recorder into an earbud, and it was kind of convoluted, but it worked. And the interview is in the first 2 issues. But I still had all this audio with nothing to really do with it. And having worked for Horizon, it's like, why do we care about RC Driver stuff? And at that time, Driver did not have a YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out now. Greg Vogel would definitely appreciate a subscribe over there. So what I did in one of the first videos that I posted here on the channel was I posted the audio from the interview with Tony. And it's still one of the career highlights I have, regardless of what I'm ever going to do, is the fact that I got to spend nearly an hour talking on the phone with Tony, and I have met Tony since then in person. Very gracious person. He's funny. He's fun. He's Tony Stewart, but he's also just Tony Stewart too. I mean, if that makes sense. So if you want to go ahead and check out that interview, it is up on the channel, and there's only like 250 views of it at this point in time, but it's still a cool listen almost 20 years later. So this next highlight is something I both love and I hate at the same time. And this is a video where we took a look at the Nintendo Switch 6 months after it came out. I wasn't in this room yet. I was still filming downstairs in my living room. Again, still trying to find my groove on what I wanted to do. Did I want to focus on smartphones? Did I want to do RC stuff? Did I want to get involved in retro gaming? And this is one of the first videos that really took off for the channel. Now, almost 4 years later at this point in time, it's garnered almost 100,000 views, tons of comments, people asking questions. This is the one that I really think helped propel the channel to the success that we're seeing now. It was a popular topic, the Nintendo Switch. It was a different sort of look. I knew that I couldn't be first, or that if I was one of the first to do a review on the Switch, that there were going to be other channels that were just going to trounce me. I knew that. but I could do something different, and that's what we've always tried to do here, something a little bit different. So I decided to take a look at the Switch and essentially review it 6 months after launch and evaluate what I thought of the system at that point in time. Some of my criticisms still stand today. Hello, where is the Virtual Console? We have no Virtual Console for the Nintendo Switch. We have no NFL Madden on the Nintendo Switch. We have no NASCAR racing games on the Nintendo Switch. One that's really kind of conspicuous by its absence. I thought we were supposed to get MLB The Show in 2021 on the Nintendo Switch. Still nowhere to be found. Now, at these times, we're talking about a leak of a potential Switch Pro. Still not here. But this is one of those videos where the production quality was starting to improve. My lighting still sucked. I mean, look at this lighting. And it's not the fact that it's on the TV. The lighting looks this bad. I can see it over there casting from my laptop. It looks this bad. I didn't have my box light set. I was still using just a cell phone with this. And I will tell you, a cell phone, one of the best things you can do early on to get your channel going. But this is one of those, and again, this is the same TV. Me standing this side of the TV, in front of the same TV, same soundbar and everything. But this is one of those videos that quite honestly really kind of helped move the channel and help identify what we wanted it to be moving forward. So for that, for just the traffic that this video has seen, I'm really proud of how well this video has done in the early life of our channel. Having worked for magazines and having worked for manufacturers, I was familiar with sending out product and receiving product for review. This next highlight, well, it really was a start of an amazing friendship that continues to this day. The guys over at RetroBit stepped up as one of the first supporters of our channel here and sent us some of their Super NES and Sega Genesis controllers. And the neat thing about these is the fact that it had both a USB and a Genesis controller port, or Super NES for those controllers too. It was one of those things that for me was really the stamp of legitimacy of, you know what, we're getting people's attention, people are seeing what we're doing here on the channel, and they're respecting what we're doing here. So I love the fact that we went ahead and we were able to do this. Now, unfortunately, these controllers are discontinued now, but they're still terrific looking to this day. And what I actually did, we raffled these off. We gave these away, one of the first giveaways here that we've done on the channel, and I honestly need to get back to doing more. But this was really the first step in us becoming legitimized, at least in my opinion, within the industry to show that, hey, you can partner with me, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at your product and we're gonna provide an honest, thorough, deep dive. And again, still shooting with the cell phone at this point in time. And the content is really what makes the difference. One of my favorite things about this channel has been the friendships I've made, and there isn't a better person out there than JLove81. Jen is an amazing, you can't help but feel the energy and the vibe from her when you are around her. It is amazing. We're gonna talk more about Jen a little bit later, but one of the things I've really enjoyed, and again, I haven't done a ton of them, but every one I've done I've enjoyed has been different collaborations with different creators, whether we're talking about JLove81, Harrison Hacks, Gaming Off the Grid, Russ Lyman. There are so many, my boys, the Pixel Game Squad. How could I forget Riff? Well, it'd be easy to forget Riff. Gabbo, well, it's easy to forget Gabbo too. But just the amazing people that I have met in the community. And like I say, we're gonna talk about it more. But the collaborations that we've done, man, we've been blessed to be able to work with just some of the best people, not just in the retro community, not on YouTube, just some of the best people. So talking about some of the best people out there, this guy here, Johnriggs, I am proud and honored to be able to call him a friend. John and I basically started talking. I was looking for stuff to learn on the Famicom and Famicom disk system. And I found John's videos. And then I found John's other videos. And then I found John's live streams. We got talking. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like we almost instantaneously like, you're like me, I'm like you, I like you. And we just hit it off instantly. I mean, we talk almost on a daily basis, if not every couple of days through Messenger or something like that. And in 2018, He was at the MoGameCon, the first convention I had a chance to attend, and he was going to try to do an open cart surgery, but his thing was, well, like, I can clean games and whatnot, but I don't want to bring my soldering gear with me on an airplane. Dude, I'm a couple hours away, I'm driving down, as I hit my RetroTank 5X, you can use my stuff, I'll bring it with me, have at it. He's like, well, if you're gonna let me use your stuff, then you're gonna be part of the panel, right? I'm like, okay. So I actually had a chance to help him out with the panel here. You can see I'm working with the outline, I'm inspecting the board here and whatnot. But it was one of those where this was the first chance that I really had to talk to anyone else creating YouTube content, and it was a unique experience for me. This is actually right after this panel that we did is where I met Adam Korlick for the first time, and I remember going up to him and just saying, you know, thanks for everything that you did. It's really helped inspire me to do more things with my collection, to get better, to look better, to have better quality, and Adam and I have also developed a really good friendship. Now, one thing else that came out of not the 2018 but the 2019 MoGameCon, you've probably heard me before refer to Do You Nerd as gaming off the grid. It started at MoGameCon 2019. It was one of those things where I had been there as a VIP because I did another series of panels. I'd been there for about an hour and I saw them walk in. I'm like, oh, hey, I know you, gaming off the grid. They're like, we're Do You Nerd. So they haven't let me live it down because I haven't let me live that down. So that is a running gag, but being able to go to conventions and meet other people who not only do what I do as far as creating content, but also just to talk and meet to all of you folks. The thing that I was most impressed of here at MoGameCon 2018 was talking to John in person, same person that you see on the YouTubes. And what you see here with me, I try to be the same person I normally am. I'm an idiot. I screw things up. I say solder instead of solder. Things along those lines. I hate CRTs and scan lines and prefer the looks of sharp flat panels. That's just who I am. But it's one of those things I have absolutely loved and enjoyed being able to go to MoGameCon 2018, 2019, MoGameCon Junior 2021, or 2020. See, I just screwed up right there. And I'm hoping to get to MoGameCon 2021. We'll see if the dates have not been finalized. At the time of this filming, they're looking at Labor Day weekend. But above and beyond that, being able to go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, what I consider to be my hometown convention, the Midwest Gaming Classic in 2019, and even to be able to go down to our next topic, the Southeast Game Exchange. These people here, can't say enough about them. So the 2019 Southeast Game Exchange was supposed to be something truly epic. It was the first kind of out of area GameCon that I've been to. Well, not quite true because I've been to Portland, I guess. But it was the first time I'd been to that convention or planned to be to that convention. I was supposed to be doing a panel there. I was going to be able to hang out with Riff again. I was going to meet NES Complex finally, which I was looking forward to. J-Love was going to be there, Megadan 29, Nintendo, T-Belly. I mean, just like, there are so many people I was looking forward to meeting. And then on August 22nd of 2019, I was leaving a meeting at work because I was working a half day before we were going to drive down. And I got a call from my wife that my dad died. It was a hard weekend. And still get choked up about it. And it was one of those things where he and my stepmom had been camping in, what is it, Big Bear, Georgia, up in the mountains. And they were actually planning the morning that he had a heart attack. They were going to go to the bank to try to get a loan because they were going to build a cabin up in the mountains. So we had no intention of stopping by to see him. We had actually, I talked to him the Monday night before, and we actually video chatted with Ellie, with my youngest. I got that call. Well, Southeast Game Exchange wasn't going to happen. At least I didn't think so. After, so we basically drove straight down Thursday night, the night that he passed, helped my stepmom and whatnot out. My stepbrother, Chris, showed up with his wife, Trish. It was Ginger, Ellie, and I, and them, and basically kind of helped get the camper and everything torn down. And Saturday night, we're kind of looking at each other because they were going to be blowing out of town. You can see I'm still doing the same hand motions. And they were going to be blowing out of town early Sunday morning. And I turned to Ginger, and she's like, I'm like, let's go to Greenville. It's 2 hours out of the way from where we're at right now. Let's just go. And we did. And J Love knew it, and a couple other people. I may have texted a riff. But it was one of those things where I didn't realize the support that I had from strangers, people that I had never met here in the community. I will never forget the hugs, the handshakes, nostalgic numbnuts were there. I mean, look at this motley crew right here. David Apuzzo, Russ Lyman, you've got Nintendo, you've got Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, you've got this whole crew. Your Player One was in there too. And just to a person, the support that they gave to myself, to Ginger, to Ellie at this event. Look at the baby whisperer there. Look at Linda with Ellie. God, she's gotten so big now. But that's also one of the reasons why I'm proud to announce here that we will be at the Southeast Game Exchange 2021. We will be doing a panel. We will actually be RGB modding J Love's childhood Nintendo 64. It's actually something I was going to do at that show for her. And then I was going to do it at the Midwest Gaming Classic in 2020, and then COVID hit. But it has been amazingly humbling to get the support in one of the roughest times of my life from these amazing people. 4 years. Where has 4 years gone? It's weird to think. I've gotten a little bit grayer. Well, I don't think I've gotten any fatter. I've gotten merch. That's a cool thing. But there are a few final people here that I do need to thank. First and foremost, Ryan Schlemmer from CastlemaniaGames.com. You hear me talk about Castlemania Games all the time, and it's not just like a, hey, go buy his stuff, which, hey, go buy his stuff, he's got cool stuff. But it's also just one of those things that early on, and we're going to talk about Sean Long, RGT85, in a little bit again. I was in one of Sean's live streams, and Ryan was in there. And I messaged him because I had heard Riggs and some other people talk about this CastlemaniaGames.com. I checked out his website. He had really cool stuff. I'm like, I've heard you kind of do promo codes for some people. Would you help us out? He's like, yeah, here you go. RoX10. Sweet! It's one of those things, it kind of mirrors what RetroBit did with us early on, where they supplied samples for us to do reviews. It's that stamp of authenticity of, you're doing cool things for the community, we want to be a part of it, here you go, how can we help? And he has been, we bounce ideas off of each other frequently. I try to help him out when I'm at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo and the booth. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'm kind of in the way, but it's one of those things that Ryan has been just one of the best people that I have ever had a chance to meet. I love you, my friend, and I can't wait to see you again real soon. Now, I mentioned Sean Long, RGT85. He and Johnriggs both, back in late summer, early fall 2017, the adpocalypse hit on YouTube. For those not familiar what that meant, it pretty much meant anything that you uploaded got demonetized like that, regardless of what it was. It could be, you're seeing a leaf blow across the screen, demonetized. It was the dumbest thing. And the three of us, we kind of bounced some ideas around, and this is before Sean got, to be RGT85, the news guy. He was still doing reviews and whatnot. By the way, Sean, I miss your reviews. I'd like to see some more. The one you did on the Famicom Twin, good stuff, my friend. But then again, he's also exploded from like 35, 40,000 subscribers to 400,000. So I think he knows what he's doing. But, just being able to bounce ideas off of these guys that were, I hadn't even hit 1,000 subscribers yet, and willing to go ahead and openly share information and knowledge with me for the benefit of all three of us. So RGT85 has shouted us out a number of times. Sean, thank you so much. And Riggs, again, one of my best friends here in the industry as well. Again, you guys are amazing. Talking about some amazing guys. I don't know if I ever told you this, but the Pixel Game Squad guys, pretty good guys. Now, you've got Gabble the Giver. you've got Riffo, you've got NES Complex, and who's that other guy? Ricky! And Mikey over there at Bootleg Heroes and everything. Again, one of those things where we actually connected because of Riggs. John did a Channels to Watch in 2018, and both Pixel Game Squad and myself were on there. I think it was still Superhero Game Squad at that point in time because they hadn't gotten back into the video game side like from the original Retro Liberty channel, Riff and Ricky's original channel. In fact, I knew nothing about Retro Liberty when I found the Superhero Game Squad, later on again the Pixel Game Squad. We met in person for the first time at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in 2018. And man, there's not a week that goes by that Riff and Gabbo and I, not so much Ricky, because Ricky didn't make it because he had to have a kid that weekend. Way to go, Ricky. Stupid Ricky. Anyways, it was one of those where I was going to Portland anyways, and I've been talking to Riff, and I'm like, dude, I've got a room, I've got a rental car. Just come. And he's like, can Gabbo come too? Okay. And we had a great time in Portland, and I look forward to every time that I get to talk to these guys, I get to hang out with these guys.
Wow.
Kiss.
My
kiss.
son.
Kiss him.
I love my son.
Kiss
My
him.
real dad.
Kiss him.
I don't kiss my dad, but I stroke the head.
You got soft skin?
Oh yeah, it feels really. It's like a good warm massage in my teeth. You're too kind, bro.
Sincerely, just amazing, amazing people, and we're going to get to see them again at the Southeast Game Exchange, so definitely super excited about that. Adam Korlick, shave the beard. I'm going to say about that. To anyone who has run a convention that we've been to the MoGameCon, MoGameCon Junior, Midwest Gaming Classic, Southeast Game Exchange, Portland Gaming Expo, thank you all for everything that you have done and being accommodating for me, for letting me run panels if and when that is appropriate, and for just having really cool stuff. Adrian and Kristen over at Live Action Games in Champaign. He's from Australia. He's a criminal. Not really, but we all know what Australia started as. It was a penal colony. Ha, penal. Anyways, it's one of those where I started just going there because I found out, hey, there was a retro game store here in the area, and I heard a lot of good things about it, in spite of the owner. I kid. This is the kind of rapport that Adrian and I have with each other. I dump on him, he dumps on me, and we both laugh, and I pay him money. That doesn't seem right, does it? Anyways, it's one of those things where, he went with us in 2019 to the MoGameCon to check that out. He went with us to the Bloomington Normal GameCon. That's another one that we checked out. It's getting him to realize, or not realize, but to partake in things outside of his store, to meet the people, to kind of see what else is going on, and also just be able to get some cool stuff in from him, like our JVC-Xi came from him, our 32X came from him, what else came from him? Our Famicom Disk System came from him, my Saturn came from him, my Dreamcast came from him. I've spent a lot of money with him. Thanks, Adrian. Anyways, great supporters of the channel. I am just excited every time I go in there because I get to pick on him and normally get the best of him because, well, I'm smarter. Gaming Off the Grid, Robert and Wes, two amazing guys. I know I kid with you guys. And Do Your Nerd. Easy for me to say. Do You Nerd. I don't know what problem I have with Do You Nerd, but, well, I know what it is. Tom stole my X-Acto knife. Make sure you check out that video, too. I'm going to leave some people out here. I know. I just want to thank you all for all your support. Those who come to the live streams, which I don't do enough of, to the premieres, which I do plenty of them on, to Sean, to Oswin, to Thomas, even the great Berto Prey 5. If you love sci-fi, if you love Star Trek, this is a guy, that will inspire you, because if he can do it, anyone can do it. Bird had a sickness about 10 or 11 years ago. I think he just celebrated the 10th anniversary, not celebrated, but acknowledged the 10th anniversary of a sickness that basically led to him being in a hospital bed full time now. But he creates some of the best live streams regarding Star Trek and sci-fi and just the most irreverent sorts of live streams and panel discussions and everything. Make sure you check out Bird of Prey 5. Definitely an entertaining guy, even if he does think that he is a god emperor. Yeah. And finally, to my 3 girls, to Ginger, to Cassie, and to Ellie. Thank you all for all the support. I was going to shut the channel down when we found out that we were pregnant again, just because there are other things that we needed to dedicate time, money, and resources to, and Ginger was the driving force behind us still being here today. Cassie, I mean, you are so much fun to spend time with, to play games with. We need to do this more often. And Ellie, she just doesn't know what she's getting herself into yet. She's only 2, but we are going to nerdify this little girl. So, and to each and every one of you, thank you for an amazing 4 years here on the platform. I really do appreciate it. We've been here a little bit more than 4 since we basically registered the channel in 2015, but June 4th, 2017 is the day that we acknowledge really the start of what became RoXolid Productions. Now, if you are looking for any other tips, tricks, videos to check out, those links are coming up for you right. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to support the future of RoXolid Productions, you can do so by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/RoXolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you'll get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube for as little as $1.99 a month, and with that, you get a badge next to your name when you comment or post on the channel, and you are acknowledged whether you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also support the channel by visiting our Teespring store on screen now, where we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, masks, cell phone cases, and much more. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.